Well, I got my shot in my arm today, or my shoulder.
Does it feel better? No?
It's at 9:45 this morning.
Isn't that supposed to make it feel better?
It's supposed to.
All right.
Especially when a cute little Asian girl sticks you. That's all right.
He doesn't mind that.
She's my VA doctor. I got an MRI coming up,
Right?
but she's like, there's just not enough tear to
I can hear you.
do surgery.
Right?
Testing.
You can go a little higher in that chair if you want to, buddy.
I'm good.
You're good? You're good and relaxed? I mean, it still tips back. I mean,
No, this is
it's all the way.
wonderful.
So, yeah.
I'm with your mom.
Right?
You.
Hello.
What's your name again?
Frederick.
Frederick. I like Frederick tonight.
Is that my name?
Hey, Frederick.
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 Christopher.
Christopher. Oh, we're going with proper names tonight, huh?
We should.
Consuela.
Actually, I thought about that. Like, yeah, we
Consuelo.
probably should do that.
We should do that.
A lot of people know me
Don't
by
know
that
if I
other name.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Christopher.
Yeah, Consuelo.
You're fine with that?
Or Chris.
Consuelo.
You weren't born in the UP?
Oh, yeah. Darn.
Oh,
Yeah, you're born in the AP.
You'll
that's
be-
funny. That's my brother calling me.
Nice. Because you're on the podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Christopher. We're doing a podcast, man.
I'm on a podcast right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to be professional. Have him call you back tomorrow.
Mute your mic.
So I'll call you back in about an hour or so, or tomorrow. Is that fine?
Yeah.
All
Tomorrow.
right, man. I love you, brother.
That's the way my brain works.
All right.
Yeah, so this is my brain, Jeremy Scott Gibbs, Taylor Vincent Gibbs,
Hello.
Christopher Hart.
Christopher.
He came with a lot of heart tonight. And Grandma Connie, of course, Grandma Supreme. Hey, mute your mic before you lose it.
Of course.
It's Mama. It's Mama.
Why did you have to
That's
do
not
that
your
just
grandma,
when
it's
I
your
was
mama.
getting introduced?
That's my mama, but she is the Grandma Supreme.
Well, I'm not supposed to know.
I don't know.
I'm not arguing.
What kind of operation
I
are we
don't
running
know
here?
there, Vincent.
So Tim's trying to really talk me into. All right. No, we're good.
Frederick.
Should mine be lower?
No, no,
Well,
you're
yeah,
good.
because you're going to get...
No, the way these pick up,
Oops.
they're really
They're
good.
I ruined it.
Oh,
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
I muted you. Because when you do it like that,
Yeah.
they're really
I was
loud.
about to sing something.
Larry likes to put his phone like right next to it and
Oh
go.
my
I'm like,
God.
dude, that is so fucking loud. I'm
He's-
gonna
he
crank
get-
it.
Yeah,
All right,
Larry
here.
gets slapped
Yeah.
quite a few times.
His phone
Mic
sounds-
check for
Yeah.
Christopher.
Yeah, you're good, buddy.
Mic check.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Anyways, and then
I gotta read.
of course the amazing Asian Tim A and Hannah are over there in the booth
Yeah.
operating stuff. So we're doing good tonight. I gotta make sure I got
Oh,
chat
good.
pulled up.
I'm
Do we
on,
get-
I'm on. Oh, well, I'm on here, but
You're
you
on
can
here,
call
buddy.
me that one too. I don't care.
Well,
You can call me
I threw it in
Christopher or
quick.
Robert. It's fine.
Mr. Lauder's already tuning in the chat. They're good to see you, Mr. Lauder. I got to check all the chats to make sure everybody, because they're all over the place. What chat are you monitoring, Nate? He's not listening.
He's not listening to you. What do you think is your show?
You know,
Whose show is this
it's,
anyway?
it's not my show.
Well, you know,
I got a good one on number 5 already.
you got to get
Yeah?
somebody to listen to you.
I'll
It
take
kinda
the,
goes back to the
What
vaccine.
chat are you monitoring, Nate?
I'll take
There we
the
go.
jalapeno burger,
Jalapeno
with,
burger.
waffle fries.
Jalapeno.
I think
jalapeno.
that you're at the wrong place,
Side of
sir.
All right, so that's not going to do that.
This isn't a restaurant?
This is not the restaurant, and I'm not your waitress. What are we doing?
Where's that at?
Playbacks? I don't know.
Where's that coming in at?
That's coming off
Your
your
phone?
phone.
Why that?
Why? Wow.
Why did that do that?
I don't know. It's pretty fun.
It was pretty fun.
It's trying to get our attention.
It was trying to
Enter
get our
the
attention. Yeah, it got my attention.
Wait.
From Jeremy's phone.
Yes, from my
Trying to
phone.
confuse us all.
So I got to make sure I can monitor this.
That's why you said
Slowly.
you hated gremlins. There it is.
Lots of
Gremlins.
slow.
Also gremlins.
The gremlins will turn up
All right.
and play.
I need to.
Christopher did not eat with us tonight, so
No,
he
so
didn't
he-
get the. Are you hungry?
So he can't. No, don't ask him now. We're starting the
I mean,
show. You know,
we
it
can
might
have a
get
plate brought up
crazy.
for you.
Are you hungry, buddy? You hungry?
Are you hungry?
No, I
We had-
escaped from BW's with
Oh, okay.
a friend.
So we had chicken Alfredo,
Excuse me.
chicken Alfredo with the penne.
I believe it's penne.
Penne.
It's penne.
Penne?
You know the difference?
He can correct me in Italian and Spanish.
Well, hold on a second. Well, I can
Cherokee or
correct you in
something,
this
I don't
one. You know what the difference between penne and massacholi is?
I have no fucking idea.
So penne does not have the ribs, but it's cut on an angle. Mm-hmm. And massacholi has...
You got to give me the overhead shot. He's going to draw me a diagram.
Well, I mean, this has the...
He's gonna motion a diagram.
I don't know if I can do this.
Now you got him scared.
So a penne, that looks like a finesse.
Penne,
So it's like
not
that.
a pinesse.
So it'd be like that with no ribs in it, but a massacholi noodle has the ribs
See how
that
that's
go
like
through it.
I want
Looks
to
like
make
a
sure
really
you can
sad
see.
straw.
You can see how
know, right?
how your diagram's doing on
An
this.
extra bendy straw.
It's up. It's up.
It's up there.
It's up there. That's all you got.
That's all I got.
Okay.
And that's how we do that. We're gonna. This is
Capitelli, then there's
not
what they
quite Bob
call,
Ross over here.
Gnocchi or gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi has.
We do those at work sometimes.
Well, gnocchi just has
Sometimes we have to
potatoes
cut a
mixed into
gnocchi.
your.
But we do a
your
gnocchi.
pasta.
We have to do a gnocchi for
Let's
the-
get off of that.
Yeah, okay. Butternut squash with the chicken
many
Alfredo,
kinds of
and I failed a little bit on the butternut squash. I put it in for an hour, and it was still a little. Tim? Did you turn the oven off?
I got some. It was pretty good.
Wait a second.
After the second cook.
Okay.
Oh,
I
you
did.
Bro,
I
I
turned it off.
told you how to
Vince-
do squashes
Vince did
before.
No, you know the one we had.
My ex-wife.
Yeah, remember we had
her
the other one.
grandmother and grandmother told me, like, you turn it upside down on like parchment paper or wax paper.
Yeah.
You nuke it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I
Raw.
was trying just to.
Then, I know, but that gives you like 20 minutes of less cook time in the oven.
I put it in for an hour and didn't expect it. It was a smaller.
I tell you what, last
butternut.
time we had it, my kids ate it up.
Dude, but
They
that was
ate it up.
see now that was an acorn, and I did an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And what? 2 weeks ago I did a butternut. Yes,
You
sir.
have talk back to me in your ear at all?
No.
I've tried
When you hit that button,
Yeah, I tried 4 times. You haven't heard me.
No.
No. The answer is no.
The answer's no. Yeah. You just answered your own
I will assign it. As we talk, I will assign it.
question.
I'll make sure it's
I'm
a
gonna
no.
go up a little bit.
See?
I just
I
said a
feel
little
like you're
bit.
breaking it.
I don't want to be higher than mom. I just want to see eye to
No,
eye.
you gotta go
I just wanna see
higher.
Well, see,
fine.
and we
gotta
switched
go-
the.
Fine.
It just
This is
makes you
better.
look like a man, you know.
I don't have to.
It's like Larry had it way down.
Man,
Watch
I feel
this.
like a woman.
Watch this. How you like me now?
Well, let me come down to your level.
I don't like it.
Well, and we're trying the new.
Here's
So
the thing. I don't.
do that.
Can't wait till I get to
I
high
don't.
school.
Yeah, whatever. I don't try to be anyone I'm not. How's that sound?
So this is what we do on This Is My Brain. We play with the chairs.
Well, it just depends on the trunk of
Oh.
the person.
Oh yeah.
Wait a second.
You know, he feels a little taller. You
Hey,
know.
Tiny. Play the musical chair song. And let's all run around the
I-
table.
No,
We don't have that. We don't have
no, we can't do
Oh, you
that.
want to bet he can find it?
Things will get broken.
So if you guys you're out there watching, we appreciate you, everybody out there. I am trying to find everybody in chat. Mr. Lauder says spaghetti noodles are great. He says he's twitching. He's on Twitch.
That
So
says,
you can find us on.
Spitzel.
I don't know
Thought
what
it
that
was a
fuck that says.
Personal
Spitzel
problem.
noodles.
You know
He's
what?
twitching.
At one point, I had everything set up on this to where I could click a button and the chat from every feed
Spelled German.
would show up on the screen. I don't have that
Spitzel.
anymore. I don't.
It's basically
Oh, so it's like
Chicken
you
and
have to
dumpling.
have 3 different feeds to find the chat.
Yeah, so I got to click back and forth between all of these.
Well, tell Tim to quit it.
Chris was doing was in the chat a few weeks back,
right.
and we didn't know it. He finally texted Tanya, and got some of the comments from through Tanya because they weren't coming through
They weren't
on the
coming
Rumble.
up here.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know how. I'm still
I just thought I was getting blocked.
Yeah.
nay.
I'm used to
They're
that.
trying to
I'm
like
used to that.
shut you up.
They're blocking me.
No,
I'm
it's
blocking
like
my
when you
knowing.
were talking about, it's like, oh, I'll take $10,000 to be here, and I'm like, I'll take $20. I'm a lot cheaper.
Right
Pick
on.
me,
so,
pick me.
so good dinner.
Please, please.
Yeah, it was really good dinner. Even the squash was seasoned really good, even though it wasn't quite as smooth and soft as I prefer it, it still was very tasty.
And apparently I put it back in for another 20 minutes, and Vince said it was
better?
almost perfect.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, sidebar. How did the brisket come out?
Pretty good.
Okay, never mind.
It's pretty good.
You know what?
It was so cute and tiny.
No,
though.
you know what happened?
It was good.
What's that?
I smoked it for 3.5, 4 hours. Yeah, at 200.
Right.
Pulled it off, put it in the brine. It wasn't a corned beef brisket. It was just a straight brisket out of my freezer from the cow we got a few years ago. So it wasn't salty. So I didn't overdo the sweetness. So when I do a corned beef, I do mustard and a barbecue sauce and a pork rub and a couple other things, right? And then when I pull it and I put it in the brine, I'll do apple cider and a couple apple beers, like a Red's Angry Orchard or something like
Gotcha.
that. And I'll do brown sugar on the bottom. So I went a little light on it this time. And I put it back on the smoker at 250. And I went out 3 hours later, and the smoker was at 35 degrees and had not kept going.
Yeah, we're cooking big time at 35 degrees.
Happy now.
So the first stage
So
did
there is an
phenomenal.
OMG when you went out there and like,
I'm like, what the? I was expecting it to be roiling and just beautiful, and so I just shut the smoker off. I don't know what it did, if it, because there's an igniter if it goes out, and mine's really good. It's never failed me, you know. So I don't know what happened when I turned the heat up, if I hit something. But anyways, I brought
that's
it
why
in.
I say old school. You have to go check it every couple hours.
You know what? And I had the thought to go check
That
it. And
press
I
and
thought,
play stuff
I don't
for
want
you
to
young
hover
people?
over that shit. I don't want to hover over it.
You just turned 50, right?
I did.
So you young people.
So I came in, I brought it in, I came in, and I threw it in the oven at 250 or 275. And I let it go and let it go and let it go. It turned out, the taste, flavor was phenomenal. It was a little, not tough, just a little.
Rubbery.
No, not even that. It was like a, the difference between a filet and a
Certainly.
sirloin.
I got you.
That was the only difference. And it cut just smooth, but when you chew it, it didn't just melt. You had to not chew it, but you had to just bite it a little bit.
You didn't have
Roger.
to chew it forever, but
Well, yeah,
Sometimes
no, it
you
wasn't like
gotta
a.
fight. Hey, sometimes you got to fight for your meat.
Well, yeah. So like when you do
Or your ribs and
when
my
you do
ribs
a
are
roast,
different.
when you do a roast, you can sit there and chew on it. It's pretty stringy if you don't do that.
the only time
and-
I do roast is when
yeah.
I make my Italian gravy.
Right. So normally my corned beef brisket, you can barely cut it because it's just falling.
See
to
what I've learned
pieces.
from my grandma, ex-wife, and her family. You put a corned beef brisket in there, put the seasoning,
Yeah,
a couple good beers, and just let it go.
absolutely.
Then you can either slice it or take 2 knives and pull it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then, right before it's done, you put brown sugar and yellow mustard. Make a little slurry.
Oh
Put
yeah.
that over there.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's pretty good
Yeah.
stuff.
Mr. Lauder is saying that he's sorry for clogging up the chat. Well, Lauder, you're the only one chatting, even though I see there's a bunch of people. So
just as long as you're not twitching anymore.
he's,
He's twitching.
he's twitching, man.
He's twitching.
He's twitching. And
What?
Twitching.
if you guys are on Rumble and if you can chat, let me know, because sometimes the Rumble. And if you're on Rumble watching, hit that plus button. If you're on your computer, if you're on your phone, hit the little Rumble fist. That helps the channel to grow with Rumble. They give you more perks and everything like that, and I appreciate everybody in there. So let's get into it a little bit more. Let's do some disclaimers. Are we ready for disclaimers over there?
Yeah.
All right, let's do number 1.
Notice. This is my brain. No, this is my
my
brain
brain.
is his. But notice.
Who's Tim?
Go.
This podcast is raw, unfiltered, politically incorrect. We say Merry Christmas and the Pledge of Allegiance, especially the part about one nation under God.
Under God.
Yeah.
We thank our troops for their services. We only recognize 2 genders. As adults, we enjoy adult beverages. Cheers.
Cheers.
We cuss. We do not curse or swear. We love Jesus, but hate religion and religious assholes. If this offends you, please
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck
Get the
yourself.
fuck out.
leave.
Actually, I got a new thing.
wait.
Please
Please.
have a nice day and go fuck your feelings.
Oh.
Well, the bottom line is, you know,
Stealing that
what?
from one of my
There-
brothers in my
there's
chapter, but I'm just saying that's a
always
good thing.
Somebody who wants
That
to
could
have
be
a
another
problem.
disclaimer.
Right. Well,
And the
Have a
whole
nice
idea
day,
is you
but
don't
fuck your
have to
feelings.
watch us and have a problem. Go watch something else.
go watch something else.
You
well,
know, if you
that
got
was
that much time on your hands, we don't want to hear it. We didn't
Right.
ask.
I don't watch
you want to
anything
listen,
else.
great. That's wonderful. But if you don't want to listen or you get all jacked out of shape and everything, we don't
Just
want to
fuck
hear
off.
about it. We
Well,
don't want
have a nice
to
day.
hear about
Build
it.
a
Fuck your
snowman.
feelings.
right.
Put that
Well-
in there in the disclaimer. It should be.
Think about it. I got yelled. Listen, I got
This
yelled
is-
at already.
No,
that
you
it's too
got
long.
yelled at.
Jeremy's
I
brain.
got yelled at that it's too long
Yelled
already.
at.
I didn't yell at you.
You yelled it at him.
Who's got the guilty conscience over there?
Wow, I guess.
I love the signature at the end, though.
It's still too fucking long.
And you didn't yell?
Did you fall off your chair?
Almost.
Can I have your signature now?
Oh my gosh. No, don't get
No, you'll sign at the end
Oh, yes, sir.
before you leave.
Yeah.
I signed nothing.
Vince, you picked the bear. Nate.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Except for bears.
Except for bears. Bears just
will fucking kill you.
bears just fucking kill you.
That's a good one.
With one swipe of a
One
claw.
swipe.
I remember picking that out in Frankenmuth at the.
Bears. Look at that.
Here's the thing about bears.
I love it.
When
What?
you're running from them, you don't have to be the fastest.
No.
Just make sure you're not the second slowest.
Just be sure you can move.
Yeah, just get the fuck out of the way.
You just have to be
Barbara,
faster
I'm
than
gonna
the first
give you.
one.
I'm gonna give you. Nate, can we go to Second Amendment? I forgot that the way we have this set up is the that becomes the background on the split screen, but that was cool. Barbara, I need you to read this, buddy.
All right. A regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear or own arms shall not be infringed on.
That's right. And when was that?
Period.
When was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was 12/15/1791.
When the-
Expires never, just like my oath.
Yeah. That was when the Bill of Rights was adopted by a majority of the states. There were some holdouts. There were some holdouts of the Constitution. You know, it's really amazing when you study people. Most people don't understand. They don't understand when they read about the Civil War and they talk about the Confederacy and the Union. They don't understand that we operated under the Articles of Confederation in this country after the Revolutionary War. That's what they were called, was the Articles of Confederation. And part of the reason that it says in here that it is the right of the people to alter or abolish whenever a government becomes destructive to its own ends. Whenever this is right in the beginning of the Declaration of Independence, whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its power in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. And of course, then it continues, prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. And then we have the most famous line, I still have to read this, but when a long train of abuses and usurpations usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, invices a design to reduce them under absolute despotism. It is their right. It is their duty. What's my paper over there, Vince? To throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. It's amazing when you read about the Articles of Confederation, that was the first quote-unquote constitution. And just in a few short years, they felt it was inadequate to address all of the issues that this new nation had done. And so they literally... For their future security. Yeah, see how you're doing it? So they... I got to mute. I did it. Yeah, we all got to mute it. So they literally... they got together and did the Constitutional Convention, and they wrote a new constitution, and people don't get this, and I was reading this in history within the last week or two. We literally overthrew our own government. We abolished the first government of the United States, and most people don't realize how many presidents we had under Articles of Confederation. We look at Washington as the first president of this country. That he was not the first president. And he was one of the presidents that did serve in under the Articles of Confederation. And people don't study that, and they don't recognize that.
It's not only they don't study it, though, they don't teach it in the schools as well.
Well, correct. They want.
So you're not getting the full history.
Right. And so it's amazing. And then you realize that there were certain states that would not ratify the Constitution unless they had assurances that we would enshrine certain rights. That's where the Bill of Rights came in. The Bill of Rights was written the same time as the Constitution that we have now, and that was because certain states said, unless you enshrine these, we're not going to vote for it. And so then they voted for it. Then the Bill of Rights had to go around and be ratified. So we think that from 1776 to 1791, that there's, we the people. They think that there's a lot of, that's a big time frame. Well, they were establishing a new government. And I've been meditating on this a lot, and I'm going to get into it in future shows, but just because being in the church world for so many years, they talk about kings and, Christ the King and King David, and they go through the kings and the kings and the kings. And I believe God ordained this nation to get us to an understanding of each individual person being the sovereign, being their own king in their own kingdom, their own area, which goes back to the garden where he gave man.
Big word right there, sovereign.
Yeah, he gave man dominion or sovereignty. And if we would operate in that, then we would... Are you adjusting? Do you want me to
mute me.
If we would do that, if we would operate in that idea, sovereignty, we would have a better understanding, because I believe that's what we're all supposed to get to, is a place where we understand our authority, our dominion, our responsibility, and our authority. And if we would do that, we would be much more... we wouldn't, as Thomas Paine wrote...
You said authority twice. I think purpose is in there.
Well, purpose, yes.
Because I agree with you 100%. We have lost the idea that we can be truly represented by ourselves, standing up, because we've been, it's just, nobody fell apart after this election, okay?
Right.
Are you all okay? Everybody lived?
I was disappointed, but we didn't have the meltdown that the left had.
But we were disappointed, but the fact of the matter is you have to understand, and that's what I posed 2 weeks ago, because I missed last week.
Right.
But I posed to everyone, it's like, okay, once this election's over with, what are you going to do? It's going to go one way or the other. It's going to happen. So what's your plans going forward? Because to bitch is not going to do it anymore. And I think that's where we're at right now. It's time to stand up and say no, and time to get our voices out there and talk to other people.
Right.
Because God is in this. And God is saying, you know what, people? We need to stand up for what is true. And right now, we all know that the lies that are coming down are straight from hell. And they're trying to take us down. And when you look at this week and last week, where they're saying there's layoffs in all these different companies and stuff, and they're going to, lay off, they're going to downsize. I mean, I just talked to one of my friends who's in the shipping business, and she said there's a 3% layoff in their company. Wasn't it Amazon that just
Amazon.
said 10,000
Bezos
people?
is spending billions of dollars in laying
Well,
off
the biggest
100,000.
thing now is the railroads.
And the
Has that been
issue,
figured out yet?
the issues are basically, what are we going to do about it?
Right. What's going on with the railroads?
They're negotiating their contracts.
Oh, so we could have a potential shutdown?
Before they were semis,
Yeah.
there's railroads.
Oh, absolutely. And then the thing is now, so you have the tankers come in, they unload them, they put them on the trains run them out, they pull them off the trains, they put them on the trucks bring them to the stores. That's how, and if it's domestic, then it's just trains to trucks. But either way, you have trains and trucks that are the lifeblood of our supply chain. And we've become so dependent
That was
upon
way before trucks.
what?
Railroad.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it. But today we've become, in our modern age, we have trains and trucks that are the lifeblood, and trucks have far surpassed the trains because obviously trains run in, they're the arteries through
They're
there.
limited
Right.
in where they can reach.
And they're delivering big loads, and then the trucks are
Right.
delivering to the individual stores. And so I'm still concerned. We had multiple reports that the trains were, or that the gas was going to be out. That the diesel was going to be out by now, and that hasn't happened, thankfully. But
Well, they just
Oh,
did
yeah,
a
the strikes.
negotiation,
Yeah,
didn't
like the
they?
three
Yeah.
major
With
ones.
OPEC
Yeah.
or something to get.
is that what they did?
The ones we hear going through hell.
I don't know. I try not to look at it because they're trying to actually paint a picture, and they're trying to manipulate what's going on, and we need to understand that, and we need to be aware. And I think it's amazing that all of this housing market was within the last year
Right.
of really pounding it. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! And now they're laying people off.
Right.
And I just shudder to think of the people who bought into these houses who now are laid off.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
I shudder to think that it's holiday time, and it's what they're trying to create a frenzy.
They are. Well, they want to create instability all the way around. There is no food shortage. There is no resource shortage. There are no shortages throughout the world except the ones that they create.
Well, I think you have to look at the shortages too, because I think we're fat as a community, as a country. We're fat. We decide we want the iPad, we want our computer, we want this, we want top to the line of that and everything. And so then when we can't get it, oh my God.
Right.
And with
because we need it now.
yeah.
Right.
And with the food, it's like, I'm sorry, there's a lot of fat Americans could go on a diet. And the food that we eat that is in the American economy sucks anyways.
Right.
Yeah, that's
With the
why all
colors
the fast
and the
food
flavors
places have
and
like
everything.
the dollar menus.
Exactly. I
But
mean,
it-
it's got
And
Doesn't
then
it go
they
back to
blame
government,
the
though?
fast food restaurants on
At the end of the day.
obesity of younger kids.
yeah, but that's not
But at
the
the same
truth.
time, when you want to go buy good beef from a good local grocery store, it's unaffordable. So yes, they're gonna go get dollar menu. Or
Yeah.
2 for $5.
Yeah,
or
dollar
2 for
They don't
$7.
even really have dollar menus anymore. It's all
Right.
Well,
$3,
I'm
$4
just saying, back in the-
for whatever.
it's funny, as I went to my appointment today and got my shot, I was coming back through Ypsilanti, gas was $2.99 a gallon.
Ooh,
My diesel was at $5.39.
$2.99 a gallon. That's pretty darn good.
Right, but If I had to fill up my diesel truck,
Yeah.
it was $5.39.
Right.
Diesel is easier to refine than unleaded
Mm-hmm.
and everything else, so I don't get that.
Well, let me help you with that. They
Well,
want
that's
to
why they have to
control
make it more expensive.
They are controlling it. This is a big setup, bud.
love my truck.
And they want to control the
I will go in debt and never go to gas.
Well,
Right.
and so therefore, that it is what it is, but that's what it is. They control it.
All right, Bobber. Oh, they switched me now.
What was
Switch
it?
me back.
What?
All right, scoot over until you feel like you're centered in there.
I look like I'm centered.
No, I mean, like both of you are centered. No, two wrong.
The white skull.
The speeder bike.
Yeah, put him in front of the speeder helmet.
So
Yeah, like right here.
he just
That
wants
one?
you to get in front of Vince.
And then Mom can scoot over just a hair more.
My-
you know,
this
producers
towards
are
him?
producers are
Like
fucking it up.
this?
There we go.
That's why they wanted me.
Is
Yeah.
this it?
No, that's why.
There it is.
All right, there we go. I move along.
He's all over the place.
I need my sunglasses.
Hit your
Yeah.
button next time you're over there. See if that works.
Trying
We gotta
to
do-
climb over the table.
We got to do things on the fly, man.
Yeah. So I believe it's control,
Yeah.
and I believe it's on purpose, and I believe.
I do too.
I believe that it's you know what? It is what it is. Deal with it.
So
And
Going
what
back to
can
that,
you do
like-
about it? As an American citizen, what can you do about
I'm not
it?
going to bitch about it, but I'm going to find ways to see if I can help that. But here's my thing on that. It's like I said about the rails. Mm-hmm. They don't run off of coal no more. Mm-hmm. They're diesel powered.
Okay.
Big diesel powered engines. Mm-hmm. Always been fascinated with trains. The big trucks that run everything are diesel.
Right.
So why we had a hike in gas, regular gas, unleaded. But when I was going through Ypsilanti today and I looked at that, I'm like, I don't understand. The gas is this.
Right.
And I'm almost paying $1.75, almost $2 more per gallon.
Right. It's why is that?
Blue, blue.
What are you doing
on, sound
over
guy.
there? Hello.
Don't we pay him for this?
No, this is all volunteer.
Maybe we should start. I got $1.
I'm trying to,
Well, and that's the thing. It's you can't understand it. You know,
Right.
like, what's the rhyme or reason to it? Why can't it be that your diesel is less expensive,
that
should be.
That's the
A
biggest.
or
lot.
at least
It should be a
reasonably
lot
the
less,
same?
more expensive than unleaded gas because it's one of the first byproducts that come out of oil.
Well,
You have to
If you pull
refine,
up Br-
Then
if
it's too convenient, and
if
you're
you
paying
pull
for
out
the
Brent,
convenience of
if
it
you pull,
being widely
save
available.
all your fry oil for
if
me,
you
by the
pull
way.
Brent crude out straight out of the ground,
Yeah.
you can basically run it through a coffee filter and put it in a diesel.
Right.
So it tells you that this artificial scarcity, the whole idea of fossil fuels, that's not a fossil fuel. It is a hydrocarbon that the Earth
I like the plant
produces
theory, yeah.
By pressure.
by pressure and time. It has nothing to do with fucking
What
fossils.
produces oils? Plants.
They had the fucking dinosaur when they put one of the companies had a dinosaur as their logo because we're doing dinosaurs. I'm like, and then you find out you're like, no, they have wells that they said would only last for so long that are completely full again. Wells,
It's like natural gas.
it just keeps replenishing. It's part of the Earth process.
Natural gas just goes to like
Yeah.
rocks.
Then they've got petroleum
And gas
right
is
in there.
like so, and I used to sell natural gas
These aren't accidental things.
as a
you
third party.
All right, do that one.
He can't hear
see.
it.
And they've got petroleum right in there.
Amazing. Amazing. So,
Can you
These
hear
aren't
that?
accidental things, you see. There's a dollar sign behind almost everything.
Amen.
Are you on?
Can you hear it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dollar signs are everywhere.
Dollar signs behind everything. Let's do this. Nate, I need common sense. I don't have enough. I got to get some common sense over here.
Get some common sense.
Mr. Rottweiler says he has a cup of diesel every morning and he can hear it.
There you go.
A long habit of not thinking a thing wrong gives it a superficial appearance of being right and raises at first a formidable outcry in defense of custom, but tumult soon subsides. Time makes more converts than reason. Thomas Paine, Common Sense, 1776. Yeah, and I'm watching more and more people be converted through time. They're just, time is converting them, and I'm...
That's why you should listen to old people.
Well, what's
because they've seen a lot.
Hey,
you know?
I was going to say this a minute ago.
I would say not old people, but wise people.
Wise people.
Because if you look at the dates we talked about
Yeah.
and what's on my arm,
Yeah.
these guys knew more than everyone bitches about now. They knew what and how to set up.
They had
this
a
country.
purpose, and they
They
were
a huge
directed.
purpose.
They had a purpose, and they were going after what was right for our country and for our people.
People are chatting in Rumble.
People are
I'm
chatting.
stunned now.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I can see people in chat. I don't know
Thanks,
how that's
Rumble.
working. I don't know how that works.
Cheers to Rumble.
Cheers to Rumble.
Cheers to Rumble.
Oh, it's a four-way.
Oh, it's a four. This guy is a glutton. Can you guys see how quickly you can find this? There's a quote from Winston Churchill that if you're not a liberal in your 20s,
I know it.
thank you, sir. And while we're doing that, we'll come back to common sense. Let's do our last one here. And do you have my other clip ready? But Nate, let's go to Never Apologize, please.
Ready?
Yep.
Never apologize and never explain. It's a sign of weakness.
And I think that people out here would do well, if you're watching, to understand that apologies do nothing with these monsters.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Have a nice day and fuck your feelings.
Fuck your feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TT. Put it in there.
Right.
It's his new nickname.
Is TT? I said so on Crowder. That was Steven Crowder's voice that we just heard. And on Steven Crowder, he has Gerald A. And when Gerald A. is not in studio, they put a blow-up doll
cute.
in his chair, and that's Gerald B. And then they go back and forth and joke about how awesome it is because Gerald B. doesn't say as much as Gerald A. and doesn't interrupt and all this other stuff.
Nice.
So I said, well, the show is This Is My Brain, TIMB, Tim B. And yet over there in the chair is Tim A, Tim Allen.
TT.
And he never interrupts. So he never. How did you do that?
He's good.
Oh, he came over to Nate's mic. That's what he did. Because I've got a talkback. I can show you how to do it on the talkback. You can talk to us, but that's another day.
Yeah, make it another day.
Another day.
There's Nate.
Make it another day.
Nate is the amazing Asian, so I guess we got Tim A and AA over there. It's a whole.
Are you being fucking racist?
I am not. Being racist? No. He's been the amazing Asian since I met him. He's fucking awesome.
Nah, I love it.
I love you too.
Hey, I got my hair
I
cut
kind of know
day
you. I've seen you once or twice,
came
right?
up with the towel on my
Long high
head
five.
and these long earrings, and I went, oh my gosh, I look like an old Polish woman. And Angela said something in Polish. It was so cool.
I just noticed
It
them. They're
was like,
danglies.
They are, but I look my heritage.
Right?
I do.
I didn't realize that.
Wait, you look Polish with dangly earrings?
And my hair in a towel.
Oh,
In the mirror, I was getting my hair cut. It's not always the way I look.
All right.
They had babushkas.
So you guys.
Do you understand?
I know what a
Polish,
babushka is.
They had the scarves around there, and they had the earrings, and they were rough-looking ladies that
Right.
took care of
And then
business.
some people called them do-rags back in the day.
Larry is chiming
later.
in. Larry is Cannonball 63. That's his handle on Rumble.
Oh, nice, Larry.
And I'm not ignoring you, Larry, but I'm the only one that can see your chat at the
Right.
moment until I bring it up. He said, for you, Mom, today's acronym is ACLU, Antichrist Libtard Union. We discussed the fact that you wouldn't be here tonight.
Larry,
Wait a
I
second.
wrote
And
down
she was gonna-
acronyms.
she was gonna be
They
safe.
started them in the 1400s.
Oh, yeah, give us the history.
They really got into them in 1879. Okay, but in this country in the 50s they started with the acronyms.
Wow, that's a
Pretty
little bit after. That's
interesting.
right about when they
So-
started putting Edward Bernays and.
Acronyms have always been around for a very long time,
texted me.
but they got more, popularity in
Right.
using them has increased, and the 50s was when they really started doing it, and I believe that.
Well, so Larry said that said hello, say to hi to Nate and Tim over there, and that he said, Connie, you're awesome, and he's here in the chat. So I appreciate you, Larry.
Yeah, Larry, just so you know, I'll have to slap Dauber for that one.
Whoa, it's Christopher tonight.
Yeah,
I'm bringing up something.
Christopher.
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 Mr. Rottweiler, I will allow this one time. He's asking for one ping and one ping only. One ping only, Vasily.
One ping only, please. Aye, Captain.
That's all you get, Rottweiler. He has my quote up. If you're not a liberal at 20, you have no heart. If you're not a conservative at 40, you have no brain. Winston Churchill. Time makes more converts than reason. If you're not a liberal at 20, you don't have a heart, because liberalism is all about feelings, and it is a mental disorder because you don't put logic in there. And if you're not a conservative at 40, then you didn't work it out rationally and figure out that that's not how you can live life successfully. So that is a
Very
Winston Churchill.
interesting.
I like Winston Churchill.
Very interesting.
How will you say that, Nate?
Not very funny. Are you
Winston-
trying to help me here?
Winston Churchill.
I've shown you this before, but you can read my phone.
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill. Nate's like, I'm from Saginaw, bitch.
Winston Churchill.
Oh, Winston Churchill.
Second nasty.
Oh, you're a president.
So
Winston Churchill.
in Nate's day job,
Kind of stupid.
so Nate cracks me up because his day job, he works at a.
I've showed you that before.
I work at a Mexican restaurant, and I am the Asian boy making the Mexican food.
He's the Asian boy making the
Did
Mexican
you say
food.
hola to the people that come in?
And dude, no,
Hola?
it's like authentic, right?
Oh
Bet
yeah.
he can make some good Spanish fried rice.
Oh, dude.
Oh, we make it all homemade right there.
Oh,
at the
Spanish.
they make
restaurant.
their shells and everything in
Did you hear what I
in-house.
said?
Yeah.
Spanish fried rice.
Actually, he does.
You got
Spanish,
one, Tonsu?
Spanish fried rice. Fried rice, you prick.
I showed you
Egg
that
drop
before.
dog soup.
I showed that to Mom.
You want a chili fried rice?
I said, let me know where you fall into.
Oh, stop.
I'm the pussycat.
Oh, all right then.
What's
Makes
that?
me laugh.
bad, Bobby.
So stupid. You know?
Right. But I love,
who made that
I love the
scale?
one that is age 69.
That's how old I am,
Oh, my
Christopher.
I still love you, Mom.
Mr. Lauder says that he deserves enough money working at McDonald's to support his poor spending habits, like an iPhone, $500 shoes, and a $10 Starbucks coffee.
Every day, stupid.
Every day, stupid.
I
And then they says they haven't figured out that service jobs don't support buying a house or owning a car. Their
Yeah, you
service
deserve-
jobs are supposed to be entry-level learning jobs where you learn to listen to your boss, do what you're fucking told, smile at the customers, and otherwise shut the fuck up. That's what I was taught when I was working through service jobs. And then you learn to be a better boss. You learn to be a better person because you had to deal
you
with shit.
learn responsibilities. You learn how to
responsibility.
take care of business.
Exactly right. And that's what they're,
Do what
we
you're
need to have a
supposed to do.
living wage. No. And Lauder says they have no clue what's going on. You're exactly right. They you know,
Oh, my
it's,
goodness. Well,
They're just
What
feeding
is
the
that?
system at that point.
if you're making a coffee, you don't deserve $30 an hour.
Better be one damn good coffee.
Right?
I did not
And
know
I'm
that,
not gonna
Larry.
pay
Can you
for it.
send
Well,
can you
you-
send that to show notes?
I mean, my first job I really had was $3.35 an hour.
I think my first
I
one
worked for 2 months, and I got a 10-cent raise, and
Yeah.
I thought I was a king.
I said that. I said I got a raise when I worked at Zender's. They came in and they said, "You've been doing a good job." And I was down in the lower kitchen doing all of the cleanup by myself. So I had to, whatever they served in the kitchen, I was one of the head dishwashers. So
You ate good.
oh shit, yeah, dude.
I've
because
done that.
because
Just saying.
that's a sidetrack. I'll come back to my main story. But yes, and the waitresses, I took care of the waitresses too. So they would go, "Oh, I made an extra ice cream. Do you want one?" And I would set it next in my station. I'd set it next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's too bad. She's like, "I can't just throw it away." I'm like, "Oh." And then my buddy Cameron.
And he's always been good looking, so.
Yeah, and my buddy Cameron worked over. We both started in
Well,
dishwashing.
he was bald one time in his life.
Not in high school.
He's not. No.
And Cameron worked over
Actually,
on the,
when he was bald, I'm like, are you kidding me?
yeah, 28 years. So Cameron worked over in the hotline, over in the chef area. And at the end of the shift, if they didn't sell, they had expirations on certain things in the the freezers and the coolers. And if they thawed out, I ate veal there. I ate.
Oh yeah.
So, just fucking
The back of the house
countrified
is the
steak,
best.
and there would, at the end of a shift on a Saturday night, if they didn't sell a certain amount of items, the cook staff would cook it up, fry it up, whatever they did, and then it would come down my aisle, and they would go, "Hey, that didn't hit the floor," meaning it didn't hit the restaurant
front
floor.
of the house.
Because sometimes the way that Zender's works, and I think it's Bavarian Inn too, but I was familiar with Zender's, is everything was a la carte. So if you ordered a chicken dinner, you would order for the table, and they would bring out a big thing of noodles for everybody, and they would
Just
bring out a big thing
family style. Yep.
potatoes for everybody,
Bread.
and everything would be out.
Like
So
the bread.
Noodles.
sometimes people didn't touch anything, and I would get a whole platter full of those egg noodles, and they were fucking phenomenal. And I would just have to dump them out, right? Because that hit the floor.
And then you would think about it. Why am I doing that? Go find a baggie or something.
No. So what
Bring
would
it
happen?
home.
What would happen was we liked the weekend shifts. So for that reason, if I worked a Saturday where I had to come in at noon and work till midnight, okay,
Right.
you got an hour for lunch, and I would take one of the platter plates to the hotline on my lunch, and I would go egg noodles, potatoes, give me that chicken, and I would just go through, and my platter would be full. Just full, and I would go over there. But when we worked like during the weekday, I'd come in at 6 and work till midnight, or 6 to 11, 6 to midnight, depending on the rush. And if stuff was expired, because everything would be labeled, right? So you've got so much time that stuff can be in the cooler, and then it either gets cooked or it's got to be thrown out. And we knew that, and so if it didn't get cooked, it would get cooked, right? And it would come down my aisle, and they go, "Didn't hit the floor," and I would set that aside, or I'd stop if I didn't have a big, whole bunch of trays that I was doing at that time, and we ate good.
Sandwich baggies.
Oh, we ate good.
I used to work in the high-end deli in West Bloomfield, and I would have the same customers, and I bussed for waiters and waitresses.
Right.
And the same people would come in over and over again, like cheese blintzes, corned beef sandwiches, pastrami, smoked turkey, and some people actually did the pickled tongue thing, whatever. I would take their plate. I'm like, "You done with that?" They're like, "Yeah, we're done." It's a half a corned beef sandwich.
Yeah.
And I was a hockey player back in high school.
Oh, you just.
And I'm busting tables. I'm like, I took that back. I threw the bread in the trash. I just ate every piece of corned beef blitz. Like
I know.
And then I'd pass it to my dishwasher. I'm like, "Hey, this is good. No one touched it."
Right.
If from Mr. and Mrs.
Right. There were certain things. There were certain things
or
that did.
ski this or ski that. But at the same time, it was like, I'm like, oh my God.
There were certain things that did come back from the floor, and you pulled the lid off of it, and you're like,
What's wrong with this?
Nobody touched it. You know
Well, the thing
nobody touched
There
it.
wasn't even a
There was
spoon
nothing.
mark.
There was nothing.
As a busboy,
I'm like, yeah, I'm
as a busboy, and I would just like fill their waters, coffees, or whatever.
Right.
I couldn't give them alcoholic drink because I was under 18, but I would do everything else in between. And then my three, like we had 1, 2, 3. They had how's it called? Sections. I had section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blah blah blah.
Right.
But everyone would know where the busboy was at or their favorite waiter. And I knew exactly how much they would eat. And I would say, "We're eating good today."
Right. Yeah.
I'll just go bust their table,
If
put
you,
it on a single tray,
no,
go back in front of
here's-
the dish dog, and I'm like, "Bro, half is for you, half is for me."
Now here's the
I mean, call me a dumpster diver,
right. No, if it came back clean, it came.
but I just knew these people.
So we heard the big rumor because we worked at Zender's.
Mm-hmm.
We heard the opposite restaurant, which you can look it up and know what I'm talking about. But I'm going to be ambiguous at this point. Was that when stuff came back, one of the the wife of the owner didn't like waste, and so when stuff came back, if it didn't look like it had been touched,
Reused.
she reused it and sent it back out.
You know how many times we used sliced rye bread?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Today's ages, it would go right in the garbage. Back then,
Right.
if there was a heel,
Yeah.
you saved the heel.
Right.
Everyone wanted a heel of the bread.
Right.
But if we took bread off the table, it looks like it was in a bread bowl,
It wasn't touched.
wasn't touched,
Yeah.
we would throw it back into the heated.
Well, let's just go through time, because I've been a waitress since I was 20, and you ain't got nothing on me. And the thing is that the rules and regulations and all of that has changed in
Right.
the last 40 years.
Well, and
50 years.
And people would think today, they would think that's disgusting to put that back in rotation. That's this. But the reality is, back in those days, yes, you put food back in rotation, but you also had your reputation and your integrity on the line as a local business owner. So you didn't put that back into rotation because you were trying to harm anybody. You put it back in rotation because you had a bottom line that you had to meet.
Right.
And you would not dare do that if it was any way going to be,
Compromised.
if it was going to be compromised, if it was going to be bad, if it was going to hurt people on the floor. And I think that what we've done with the regulations is you've had some unscrupulous people, very small percentage, that did the same practices but were not honorable, very small. They poisoned the well for the rest of the people.
That's always how it works.
That's always how it works. And then regulation comes in, and they try to regulate it, and what you get is the amount of waste that we have. I mean, you could feed
Oh my goodness.
entire countries in the world with the amount of waste that we throw away because of the idea of it was served and you can't.
Been touched.
It's been touched. And there are whole populations in this country that do live off dumpster diving.
Mm-hmm.
And they eat really well because it was served and people couldn't eat it. And I have a hard time. We had a Great Burgers yesterday over here at Jonah's. And I couldn't eat all my burgers, so I brought it home. Vince ate all his burger, of course, because he's got some hollow spot there.
It's delicious.
He did bring home.
Sliders.
Ghost pepper cheese sauce.
Oh yeah. Oh, their
And-
hot chicken sandwich
and
at Jonah's.
jalapenos.
No, it was the
It was
burger.
the gunslinger.
It was the gunslinger burger.
I'm telling you, get the hot chicken sandwich there.
I'll do that next
When they
time.
give you the sliders there, they give you 4 of them.
Right.
I've been in there many, many times. I'm like, listen, I can't eat 4. Can I get half and I'll pay for the full price?
Right.
Like, no, we'll take $5 off of that or whatever. So they really do a good job up there.
Oh yeah, they were great. So
Yeah.
I couldn't eat all of it, but I was like, I looked at it and goes, I've still got to take this back home because if I
I took half of my patty melt. I haven't touched it, but tomorrow?
Yeah. But I'm looking at it
Yum.
going, it's so programmed to me to honor. I never looked at it as eat all the food on your plate. It was honor what you take. You know what I'm saying? You grow to a certain point, you got to pick the amount you put on your plate, and then don't take more than, we try to instill it in the grandkids and stuff. It's like, don't take more than you.
You can always go back and get
You can go back and
more.
get seconds.
Well, that's kind of where obesity came from. It's like whatever on your plate you eat. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, that's
not the right way to approach it.
That's not the way to approach it exactly. But in your instance, like all that stuff that gets thrown away.
Yeah.
It's like it just goes into a landfill.
Yeah. And that's
it could go to other places. Like some places sell it to pig farms or such. But it's just like now who are you gonna pay to make sure, all right, plastic goes here.
Right.
Plates go here.
They're not doing that. They're
Food
dumping it all in the
goes
same
here.
fucking place.
It goes into a black
They just dump it in a
plastic
big
bin.
They dump it.
It
in a
goes
big
out
bowl.
to the dumpster.
It's ridiculous.
Say black
A
hole.
dumpster company comes and picks it up, and all that shit goes away.
into a black hole.
Okay. Rod says that we're killing him because we're not talking about spicy food. I'm pretty sure, Rod, that you have had to go off of.
Tell him I have something spicy for him.
Yeah.
We just talked about spicy food. Vince
I
had
see.
a jalapeno ghost pepper burger.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Ghost pepper. I
so-
got a what is it? What do you call that? A solva?
We're gonna have to.
Scoville.
A Scoville?
Yeah. The Scoville.
Yeah.
I told you about
Scoville.
that. The Scoville.
Like
you
1.7
know.
No,
7
you
million.
didn't tell me. They were telling me. That little Tay told me.
Okay.
And then they
So
got
anyways,
it out. That was
you know that person
yesterday.
that came over and dumped all those peppers on the pool table?
Yeah.
Well, I dried them in my oven.
Wait, we talking about the same guy?
Who was
Who's
that?
over here in chat?
There's a guy.
He says, "I can't wait. I want it."
So I dried all the peppers that this guy gave me. And I made sure they were crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
I put them in my Ninja blender, added some salt, some paprika, whatever. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try this.
Did your face fry off?
I had to eat an apple. I had to get my honey out. I was on fire.
Did you get some milk?
No, I didn't have no milk.
No creamer?
That's why
You could have done half
that's
and
why
half.
that's why I didn't have half and half. I had no milk. So no
At least have some
dairy
French-
product as far as it comes out of a
You were not prepared. You
I
should
was-
always have your cup of
Rod-
milk.
But here's the
Rod
thing.
said to tell you are a wizard.
Ask Tay-Tay.
I'm just saying.
He said you're a wizard.
I was in like flavor overload, but wow.
Face burn off.
And then the next night, ready for this?
Yeah. You did it again.
I put it over some ice cream. Game changer. I think I told you about that.
You didn't.
Oh no? Oh, I'll bring some over.
Kind of cancel each other out.
No,
I have
they
10
would be.
little baggies of this stuff, and it's called Be Aware.
Be aware. Sounds
And
like
it's
you
not
need to be
even
aware.
spelled. I say Be Aware.
Nice.
It is so good, but hot. Next.
Let's do this. The Anglo-Saxon for tonight. What the fuck happened?
Part two. I like that.
Part two. So,
Part two.
because last week we were, for whatever reason, with the internet and something like that. There's a line that's, but we were, our cash got full we got cut short.
Right?
So I didn't even get into
It was the cash.
the cash. Yeah, it's spelled C-A-C-H-E, but pronounced cash. So.
Is it French for cachet?
Cachet.
Sure.
I don't know what it is.
Communication.
Yeah. No, we allow for that.
We're
So,
all
yeah.
reading that as you're writing it, so just go.
Oh, this is.
I forgot.
The password is.
New here. All right, I got to pee. Who wants a drink?
I will take a refill. Di Serono on the rocks all the way up.
I gotta.
You gonna do your
I need
Godfather?
those other headphones because these ones just
Are they
keep
sucking?
falling out of my ear.
All right, Grandma and I'll talk.
I never
you and
did
Grandma
like
talk.
them.
We got to catch up in
Vince.
chat.
Then
We
you come.
did.
All right, so if you guys can, if the crew can look up something for me. A little while ago, Larry was looking at.
Still attached.
Oh, you're still attached to something.
Mike's still there, but
Which one is that?
I don't know, but I'll turn it off. That's all right.
That's why they got to clip it to themselves.
I know.
So Larry said that the Biden administration snuck in an executive order last week adding a 10-day waiting period for handguns. And I asked him if he could send something to you, Tim. He said he couldn't find it. Or he said that he couldn't find anything online, but the people at Rural King told him about it.
Really?
That anyone 21 to 26 wanting to buy a firearm has a 10-day automatic waiting period. Can we do a little research over there, guys? See if we can find that.
Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this picture? Anybody? Anybody at all?
Anybody at all.
Thank you,
man. I think we have a critic. I don't think she likes the special sauce, Rick.
When did you sneak that one in? That one's fucking awesome.
In the last 3 minutes.
Oh, you did the last 3 minutes?
Yes.
I fucking love that one.
Talking about food, and I had it.
Yeah, so that's from the movie Falling Down with Robert Duvall and Michael Douglas. Phenomenal fucking movie. If you guys get a chance to watch that movie, it's an older movie. Phenomenal movie. So what the fuck happened, part 2. So the theme tonight is the aftermath. Nate, will you cut to, let me see. Which one do I want to go to first? I want to go to this one. No. Okay, cut to this one, Nate. Cut to my laptop, please. So in the aftermath, calls grow in Arizona for new election after Kari Lake, quote unquote, loses the extended recount following widespread polling station problems on election day. Now here's the thing, and my audio should be good. Whoops, I gotta change my audio. 1 second, guys, and I'll be able to play this clip. But we're gonna deal with this lawyer from. He is the. What's the title say? This is the lawyer for. Well, I don't know what he is. Blistering message to Hillary Clinton's laptop lawyer. On Monday, he posted a video of his recent appearance on MSNBC where he claimed that there was no voter suppression. No voter suppression. Now listen to this fucking guy. Let's see, where's it at? It's not what I wanted to do. Look at this chud. That's what Jack Posobiec says. All right.
Look up the term chutzpah in the dictionary. You find the idea that Kari Lake is saying that there is voter suppression. They're complaining that there were long lines. Well, you know why there were long lines? There were long lines because the Kari Lakes and the Republicans have been making it harder to vote in Arizona.
Yeah.
They're complaining that voters were disenfranchised due to voter registration laws. You know why? Because Kari Lake and the Republicans have made it harder to register in Arizona.
Isn't this fuckhead admitting?
What is wrong with him?
Is it by saying that there were long lines, but he's blaming somebody else? Isn't he admitting fully that there were problems?
More Republicans?
No, that there were problems. He's saying there were problems, but that's because of the Republicans.
I don't get it. How is that possible?
The other guy.
So, but you just said there were problems.
If there's more people coming out to vote and there's longer lines, what's the problem?
No, but the whole point is this fucking idiot admitted that all the problems we're saying that are real.
But they're the Republicans'
But they're the Republicans' fault. And this is going to lead me to my logical fallacy after we finish this video.
They're claiming that ballots were thrown out due to mismatched signatures. You know why? Because when we sued Arizona to make signature matching more accurate and make it easier for people to cure their ballots, they opposed us.
Bullshit.
And by the way, on the long lines point, while they're crying crocodile tears about people waiting in line for an hour or two in Maricopa County, where are they talking about the students who waited for 6 hours in the cold in Michigan to vote in their election?
That's bullshit.
Tim, I only got the first half of that. What'd you say, buddy?
Where in
There was-
Michigan did they have
There was
to
an
wait
executive order
six-
that Biden passed since the election that Larry said is a 10-day waiting period on 21 to 26-year-olds. Handguns, if you can try to find it. So either way, this fucking idiot lawyer, I'll go back to my laptop here real quick, Nate. So here's this guy, right? And Viva Fry posts this. Viva Fry is with Robert Barnes, constitutional lawyer Robert Barnes, who's a frequent guest on Alex Jones, and has represented him in the past. Viva Fry and him do a great show. I love to tune in, but Viva Fry has been tearing it up. So look at this. So Viva Fry says there were abnormally long lines in voting. There were voters were disenfranchised by voter registration laws. Ballots were thrown out due to mismatched signatures. So he's admitting all of these things. Thank you, sir. He's admitting all of these things. Mom, did you need anything?
You didn't make hers?
It's all right, guys.
Oh, somebody's got to go get that.
No,
So-
I'll get it later. I'm good. I got it. Sit
What is
down.
it?
Have a seat.
No,
Just-
I'm going back.
No, I'm going to get up
No,
anyway.
that's the
She's
way
going to
I
go pee like you did.
Yeah.
So she'll get it.
It says, meet the University of Michigan student who waited in line for 6 hours to register to vote.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't get it.
No, so here's the point.
Were
They
you
say
registering
they're-
and that's why it took you 6 hours because you didn't register prior to the voting time? And is
Yeah.
that possible?
In Michigan, now it is, since they passed one of the.
And basically that's what they're saying. And I'm
But this
sorry,
is-
if you waited for voting day
Yeah.
to register to vote
You're
so
a
that
fucking
you
idiot.
could cast your ballot,
Yeah.
you deserve to wait 6 hours.
Yeah, you can even go in the day before.
Yeah, well, that's basically
register.
to register to vote is what it says, and then cast a ballot.
Check.
It's not saying that normal people who went to vote had to wait 6 hours in Michigan. It's saying to register to.
Right.
So
this is in Arizona with Maricopa County, which we had all the problems in Maricopa County in 2020. So this is 2022. Oh, I forgot. We're getting into actual substantive information. So anybody on YouTube, go over to Rumble. This is my brain Rumble. Go to the Rumble and type in "This is my brain," all one word, and click the channel button. You'll find us immediately. And I'm turning off the YouTube because YouTube, you can fuck off for being a bunch
YouTube.
of voter suppression assholes. All right, so YouTube.